Dr. T.R. Gurumurthy sir, organizer of the program, Dr. G. Vinayagamurthy, my dear fellow colleagues, my dear participants, good morning to you all. I am very happy to welcome our beloved resource persons, Dr. Subramanian ji, to this program as a resource person. The Department of Commerce, Alahappa University, is organizing ICSSR sponsored 2 weeks capacity building program on the topic of data analysis and research methodology in social sciences. Dr. Subramanian ji is a retired principal of National Defence Academy, Pune, and also the retired principal of Vivekananda College, a life training institute, Madurai. In his doctoral work, he specialized on Swami Vivekananda, and also he wrote many books on value education based on Ramayana, Mahabharata, and Bhagavad Gita. I am very proud to say I am the student of Dr. Subramanian ji. His life and character rooted in India, in Indian and values, and he has inspired hundreds of young men and women by setting an example to them. His untiring efforts and vibrant vision transformed the Vivekananda College at Madurai into a reputed institution. On behalf of the Department of Commerce, and my HOD Dr. T.R. Gurumurthy sir, my faculty members from the Department of Commerce, research scholars from the Department of Commerce, dear participants, once again I welcome our resource person Dr. Subramanian ji. He is going to deliver a lecture on the topic of values in social science research. So once again, I welcome you, sir. Now I request our resource person to continue the session.
Vande Sambhumumapatim Suragurum Vande Jagatkaranam Vande Pannagabhushanam Shasidharam Vande Pasunam Patim Vande Surya Shashanka Vandinayanam Vande Mukunda Priyam Vande Bhaktajana Asrayan Chavaradam Vande Bhaktajana Ashrayam Chavaradam Vande Shivam Shankaram. Esteemed friends, I am at the outset very grateful to Alahappa University in general and particularly the Department of Commerce headed by my student. I am given an opportunity to take part in your entire proceedings. I have chosen, rather I am allotted, a topic, value-based investigational research in social science. There are two types of values. One, our research should be of value, and it will be of value if it is useful to society. A thing is of value if it is useful. Anything useless is valueless. Anything which is of the greatest use is of the greatest value. Gold is of great value because it is of great use to us to provide all comforts. And this is number one value. Whatever research we undertake, it should have social relevance. It should strive for the social uplift. It should be in a position to contribute to the well-being of the society. That's number one value. Number two, while doing the research, the methodology of research should also be of value. There may be shortcuts for getting the research done. There may be plagiarism. Pay Peter, rob the other man. Rob Peter to pay Paul. That's not of value. Your methodology should be also ethically excellent, should also be ethically excellent. Now, two values. When we speak of values, there are two things to be kept in mind. One is morality, the other is ethics. Morality is different from ethics. Morality is a code of conduct prescribed by a society for the wholesome well-being of the society. For example, one man, one wife is a code of conduct. Once upon a time in India, a man could marry officially, legally many women. It was a social necessity then. It is no more a social necessity now. Once upon a time, there were wars, battles. There were many rajas. There were frequent wars. And in the wars, many men were dying. There used to be many widows. The male population was less. Female population was more. If one man, one woman was to be implemented, then many women would not have the husband's marriages. Therefore, the code of conduct, the moral code of conduct then was one man, more wives. Now, it is almost the same ratio. Therefore, that moral code of conduct is not applicable to the present age. One man, one wife. Similarly, when we enter a temple, we remove our shoes. It's a code of conduct. In the Western countries, where the climate is very cold, you wear the shoes and enter the holy places. The code of conduct in the West is different from the code of conduct in the East. The code of conduct of the past is different from the code of conduct in the present. The net result is codes of conduct vary from generation to generation. They vary from place to place. They are based, no doubt, on ethics, but they are likely to change. Ethics does not change. Ethics is both singular and plural. It is humanism. Humanism is the same at all times, in all places. We should not wound anybody. No action of ours should be harmful to anybody. It is essentially humanism, love of the fellow human beings. Your justice, your law, your moral code of conduct, your research methodology, your research outcome, your research findings, everything should be based on ethics, human values. Moral values are man-made, human values are intrinsic. Whenever we undertake a research, it should fulfill the conditions of morals on one side. Also, it should fulfill the conditions of humanism on the other side. I think I am very, very clear. In the social sciences, we have many young students undertaking research. It is not for mere academic purpose. It is for the social well-being. And while doing, we follow both the moral and ethical codes of conduct. This is the preamble introduction. Now, once upon a time, I was in Kharagpur IIT. They invited me for a lecture. I went there. I was speaking, all students belonging to engineering and technology. Then somebody was taking down my lecture in shorthand. I told, my dear students, I am now lecturing. You are taking down in shorthand. Why can't you students of engineering and technology come out with a method by which my speech is translated into script immediately? You have to immediately do it into transcription. There should not be shorthand, there should not be typing. Two students came forward and they did the research, and today we have the wonderful automatic speech translation, transcription into script. If the Prime Minister in Delhi is delivering a lecture, the Indian Express in Chennai would print it immediately, the very second, next minute it is available. This is a technological research for quick transport of the speech, transmission of the speech. Similarly, our Prime Minister Modi ji went on talking to certain people in Pune. He wanted to prevent corruption. He wanted to stop black money. Two students came forward and they worked out the method of demonetization. It was the contribution of the students. When Lalu Prasad Yadav was the railway minister, he wanted the three-tier compartment, AC three-tier or three-tier, to have one more berth. That additional berth was also worked out by students. What is it I am trying to drive home here? If the speech is immediately done into script, it was because of the research. If demonetization came into existence, it was because of research. If the additional middle berth was arranged in the sides during the time of the railway minister Lalu Prasad, it was also because of the research made by the students. The student capacity cannot be underestimated. In my own college, there was one Ram Kumar. He did discover the gear system to the bullock cart. Even today, there are certain bullock carts fitted with the gear system. That student did a small research. He was able to come out with the finding, if the gear system was available, the bicycle would have smooth running, the two-wheeler will have smooth functioning, and the four-wheeler will have a soft movement. The strain on the engine will be less, the friction will be less, the journey will be comfortable, and if it is fitted to the bullock cart, the strain on the bullocks will be less. The movement of the cart will be smooth. He was awarded national level praise for his discovery. Every research should be for the welfare of the society. Who will do it? Students. I am glad that Ahappa University is one of the pioneering universities to have very highly imaginative staff and very highly intelligent student community. When the imagination and the intelligence are put together, when they strive with the love for society, excellent research will be produced. With this introduction, I would like to go to my topic, value-based investigational research in social sciences. I will take up the most burning problem among the employees. Number one, it is related with commerce and economics. We are paying tax, either direct tax or indirect tax. Everybody is paying the tax. Now, how to make the tax payment comfortable? Kalidas describes how the tax has to be collected. From the sea, the sun god takes the water in the form of a vapor. The vapor is transformed into clouds. The clouds are drifted from one place to the other by wind god. And those clouds go to the places where the water is needed and it rains there. Similarly, a good government, the people of governance, will collect the money from the people where there is excess, like the water being collected from the sea. And it will be moved from one place to the other where the money is required, where the service is required, and there it will rain. There will be new schools, colleges, several welfare schemes. It is for the service of the mankind that the whole money is utilized. In other words, money is collected and it is taken, it is used for the welfare of mankind. This is the purpose of taxation. Also, another example is given. A garden is full of flowers. The bees go, collect the honey, and that honey is preserved in a beehive. It is taken to the patients who require it. Money is to be collected without giving any strain to the payer. The flower is not pained. It is not strained. There is no suffering. Similarly, the seed does not feel the strain when the water is being taken by the sun god in the form of vapor. Collection of taxes should be strain free, should be for the welfare schemes. This is the whole philosophy. In Manusmruti, also, we find the method of collecting taxes. When it is collected like that, when the strain is not felt by anybody, there is no resistance. When I feel the strain, I try to resist the payment. Are we now smoothly paying the taxes? Indirect taxes. Suppose you go to the market and buy a commodity. There are so many taxes which we are not aware of. The taxes are included in the price. We pay it and take it and come home. This is indirect tax payment wherein you don't feel the strain and you are comfortable, smooth. But when it is a question of income tax, the man puts in the effort, strains himself, earns the money. From the hard earned money, when it is being sucked, when it is being taxed, taken, the strain is felt. And the man therefore resists it, does not wholeheartedly pay it. Now the researchers, what should they do? They should try to see that the whole method is revamped. Sri Rajgopalachari once wrote on the file of income tax, I think my brain is not that of a common ability. In spite of my additional intelligence, I am unable to understand the propriety, humanism, and the methodology of income tax philosophy. When Rajgopalachari is unable to understand the propriety of collecting the income tax smoothly, how about us? So, the entire income tax is to be revamped in our research papers. In the interest of everybody, government should give money to the public for the welfare schemes. The collection of income tax must be smoothly done. Now, a few ideas. Number one, income is from many types of people. First, from the salaried people to other types of people. The salaried people cannot hide their income. If in a university like yours, there are 1,000 employees, you are paying 1 crore of rupees every month by way of salaries. Instead of paying the salary and collecting the money from the employees, from 1 crore block amount, you take and pay to the government. The people are happy. They are saved from the cumbersome process of giving the income tax returns, paying the tax, paying the auditor, all this botheration. Whatever salary is paid, it is free of tax. If the employee has any other source of income, yes, catch him, bring him into the net. The salary and the pension and the corresponding deposits in the nationalized banks If they are exempt from income tax, major work is saved, corruption is reduced, cumbersome process is cut. Income tax, is it not a botheration? Also, people like me, we are unfit for the technological use. I do not know how to use my mobile, and I do not know how to use the rules and regulations of income tax. Mine is an emotional brain. Artists, singers, philosophers, thinkers, all these people are of a different mind. Why do you trouble them? Ignorance of law is no excuse, you may say, but you cannot force. They are becoming victims of the cheats. The auditors cheat, the public will cheat them. Therefore, the value of maintaining their integrity is to be taken into consideration. The cumbersome process is to be cut and the whole thing is to be simplified. After all, the university is paying the salaries, you cut it and they say, if you are paying 10,000 rupees as a salary to a particular person, make it 9,000 rupees. Cut it. Therefore, the students and the teachers connected with the Department of Commerce should come out with a scheme to save money so that the money is given to the government for the welfare activities. At the same time, the cumbersome process may be reduced and it may be simplified. Also, the resistance from the payer can also be removed. Whole thing can be smooth, and this is number 1 point in income tax. 2, there are many people who are paying the tax. Suppose Mr. X pays every year regularly the tax on the basis of the income he has, following the rules and regulations. After 10 years of regular payment, is an honest payer, is an honest person. His company becomes bankrupt. There is no income. Totally he falls from the heights of glory to the depths of degradation. He is unable to pay the tax because there is no income. Also, his survival itself is at stake. Such a person, in what way he is protected for his honest payment of tax for 20 years? My suggestion is, if all income tax is linked with insurance, I am paying every year 500 rupees, let us imagine. A part of that amount, we have to work out, goes to insurance. Then, after 15 years, when I become bankrupt, or when I go to a heart surgery, or when I go to some other difficulty, problems, the insured amount will be paid to take all necessary precautions to see that it is not misused. So 2 points. Number 1, the salaried people may be freed from the botheration of income tax. The salaries themselves may be worked out in such a way they are tax-free. A little salary may be reduced, it doesn't matter. Point number 1. Point number 2 is the other taxpayers. The tax is linked with the insurance. In times of difficulty, in times of distress, when there is a necessity, from the amount thus collected from various taxpayers as insurance, some amount will be paid to meet his hospital expenditure. to meet his survival conditions. Therefore, social research of the Commerce Department connected with income tax should come out with novel ideas. They must be useful to the society, at the same time useful to the governmental schemes. What are to be stopped? Corruption is to be prevented. Cumbersome process is to be removed. Resistance to pay the tax should be completely cut. Keeping these three, we must do the research in such a way the research methodology is well kept morally. The research methodology is also observing all ethical regulations. The outcome is also ethically excellent. My dear friends, I know Alagappa University very well. Some of my students were there. The first Vice Chancellor, Dr. Radha Tyagarajan, was my mentor. I was with her and she was discussing many schemes with me. And this Alagappa University Commerce Department is known very well for its novel schemes, new ideas. The professors in Alagappa University are highly imaginative. They are of international reputation. The students are very, very bright and intellectually excellent. The two people coming together should come out with wonderful ideas and schemes by which income tax is modified. The rules are simplified. They are for the benefit of the society. I repeat the points even if it is a little boring. The salaried people should be saved from the cumbersome process. Salaried people should be saved from the resistance. Salaried people should be stopped from resorting to corrupt practices. If only salary is being paid, it should be free from taxation, whether it is salary or pension or the savings on the salaries and the pensions. This is number one. Number two is income tax is connected with insurance. Now we have insurance schemes. If a person becomes bankrupt after 10 years of honest payment of income tax, what does the government do? How are we to come to his rescue? He has been a man of integrity all the 20 years or 30 years. I may be wrong. I am not a person very much deeply steeped in the technical issues. You work out. You are the right people to take various factors into consideration and come out with a precious research finding by which everybody is taken care of. Every good activity is taking place undeterred. Therefore, this is my point number one in social research. Next, we have sanitized advertisements. What I mean by sanitized advertisements? We all know the advertisements are causing health hazard. I take one example. In our old houses, you remember there used to be a pot or a huge vessel in which there was salt. Salt made in Thoothukudi, seashore. We call it uppu, kalluppu. That salt was there. Now, iodized, sodium, soft, Tata salt. Heavy advertisement. And this heavy advertisement has completely stopped this kallupu. if you do the social research, what are the advantages economy-wise, money-wise? What are the advantages health-wise to the individuals? This powdered, soft, white salt and the other one, you will be surprised to see the old traditional kallupu is much more useful to the mankind. This is much more hazardous. Are we able to undertake researches to prove that the traditional salt was of less harm? Are we able to appeal to the government and popularize the use of that? The advertisements are to be sanitized. If I remember very well, in 70s and 80s or even earlier 60s, both in the Western countries in India and in India, smoking was enormous. In the theaters, there was smoking. In the trains, there was smoking. In public places, there was smoking. And in the Western countries, it was very, very popular that everybody was smoking. In those days, there used to be 555 cigarettes or gold flake. And it was a fashion of the day. It was a status symbol for a dabba of the cigarettes to be carried. And people would be smoking. The person who would not smoke was looked down upon. Now, the researchers have come to the limelight. In the TV channels, in the newspapers, in the hospitals, heavy advertisement about the hazards of smoking. You find the statistics now. In the theater, there is no smoking. In the public places, there is no smoking. In the trains, there is no smoking. In the Western countries, you don't find smoking. All this is because of the social service, social sciences research. How hazardous it is. We can bring a change in the society. We can put them on the right track of righteous good habits, provided we do the research and research findings are popularized. For example, the present pizza, fast foods, and the chocolates. Every piece of chocolate contains a small percentage of cockroach. Studies have been made. Children eat the chocolates, and in the chocolate, there is the component of cockroach. This is done, but it is not popularized. Therefore, I appeal to Alagappa University professors and the students to undertake such researches wherein the health is improved, social health, and economy too. Economy automatically. This is what I mean by social science research. Very many imposters are coming to the TV channel and advertising. For example, palmists, astrologers. Have we ever undertaken a research to see whether the astrologers' predictions are correct or not? Are they not misleading the superstitious public? You take one astrologer, you study his predictions, and you prove that the predictions have not come true. Let there be a small amount given by the government of India to present the facts and the figures of false predictions. Let the public be educated. If you buy this spoon, glass is free. If you buy that, this is free. This psychology of exploiting the public has to be stopped. Who will stop it? It is only by a sanitized advertisement. How can we resort to the sanitized advertisement without doing ourselves a good research work? If you tune the TV channel, you find all false advertisements. Let us be rational. Let us be scientific. Let us be for the welfare of the society. What is good? What is right? What is favorable? What is unfavorable? This is what is meant by the sanitized advertising. One university should take it up as a responsibility and work out the ways to prevent false advertisements, misleading. I have given the example of smoking. What an effort was put in once upon a time, both by the West and East. Today we don't have. Another dimension of it, we say plastics are injurious to health. We are advertising, don't use the plastic bags. And then, how are we to use it? Recycle it. In Tyagaraja College of Engineering, Madurai, the students have come out with a wonderful finding that the waste polythene paper can be mixed with the tar and there is rubber road. All the roads in Tyagaraja College of Engineering today are a combination of tar and the polythene paper. The roads are soft, smooth, and they have the tenderness. You are recycling it. It is a wonderful thing. Second question, if the polythene paper is so hazardous, dangerous to the society, how is it the government allowing it? Should we not produce papers asking the government to stop giving permission to such hazardous things? This must be our noble task. The research department of commerce in Alagappa University is very dynamic. You do it and you will become internationally renowned. Your findings will be accepted. It is the age of research revolution. We are doing enormous work. In Ayurveda, a good work is being done. Yoga has come to the limelight simply because of the few people's research. Ramdev Baba there, Sri Ravi Shankar, Dr. H.R. Nagendra. There are so many people who have put in their heads together and they have come out. A very simple exercise when we are suffering from headache, roll the tongue like a tube, breathe in and breathe out half a dozen times, your headache will go away. Very simple technique. In Avinashalingam Home Science University, Coimbatore, they have come out with the domestic ways of overcoming the ailments. Very simple chittas. Our grandmothers did it. Our parents once upon a time did it. We have forgotten. Similarly, in commerce, we can do it. A simple thing. If the magnanimity of the public is promoted, if each person is to give 1 rupee per day, we are about 100 odd crores. There will be a large amount to build our defense, to build new hospitals, calculate, and this research paper of 1 rupee a day will gain momentum. Once upon a time, it was being done in our country. Religious practice is 1/10 of the income or 1/100th of the income. These are all papers, research publications for the welfare of the society. All these ideas may have to be taken into consideration and we will be in a position to solve many major problems in our country. Therefore, I request the people to take up such researches. Then we have Unmasking transparency. All the evils today are because we are not transparent. We have cameras for the public. Do we have a camera for the chief executive officer, CEO? Where he is going, what he is talking in camera. Suppose there is a camera focused on the Prime Minister's face always, wherever he goes, whatever he speaks, except for certain secret dealings of defense. Why should there be any privacy? Or privacy may be allowed, secrecy should not be allowed. When a husband and wife are present in their bedroom, there is no secret about it. They are private. When a person is in the washroom or in the toilet, he or she is private. There is no secret about it. If some money is paid without the knowledge of others, it is secret. The country progresses if only transparency is promoted. In this, when I was at Vivekananda College, Thiruvedagam, our commerce students wanted to have certain papers published, especially at the PG level and MPhil level. They wanted to find out the production cost of a particular soft drink. They asked me to write a letter to the general manager of a particular soft drink plant in Madurai. I wrote, I talked to him. He said, let the students come, sir. If you assure me that all the information is kept confidential, I will give the details which they want. I assured I shall keep it confidential. My students also will keep it confidential. Students went there, studied the entire plant of the soft drink production, where the containers are made, how they are cleaned, how the content is made, what is the chemical product in it, what are the things used for making the soft drink. Everything was studied in 3 months. Because they belonged to the commerce department, I asked them to find out the production cost of a single soft drink bottle. Let us say like Fanta or Coca-Cola or Pepsi or whatever it may be. They found out after 3 months, they came out and told me, sir, to make a single 250 ml bottle, the production cost was only 9 paise. This happened in 1980. I was there, the principal. The production cost of a particular software drink bottle of 250 ml, it was only 9 paise. And at that time, the same bottle was sold at 36 rupees. Where is 9 paise and where is 36 rupees? What is the difference? What is our commerce department doing? Should we not expose such people who are making enormous profits? Even today, you might have read in the newspapers. In Tiruchi, one lady was working. She was a widow. She was working in a hotel. She was paid small amount as wages. She was eating in the hotel and sleeping there in the hotel itself. And she found out that everything is enormously praised, highly praised. After 6 or 7 months of her work, she collected some substantial salary, came out to a roadside, bought the idli vessel, 3 or 4 kilos of the idli making material, prepared 1000 idlis, sold idli 1 rupee per piece. And she said, even if I sell at 1 rupee, sir, I get a profit of 20 paise per idli. 1000 into 20 paise. I multiplied it. Today, I am making 50,000 idlis. 1 lakh idlis. I am paying to the employees. And still I am minting money. Now, what is the cost of idli per piece outside in a hotel? Even if you take their rented expenditure, rent expenditure, electricity expenditure, employees expenditure, how much money is being saved? When we fix the our retail maximum MRP, retail price, it is enormous. Who is to bring it to the limelight? We have to break this secrecy. We should make it everything transparent. Petrol and diesel are being hiked. We know it. Suppose in the petrol bunks, the price of the petrol, state tax, panchayat tax, central tax, all the taxes, who is taking what? How much? There is no publicity. The facts are not known to the public. Transparency. What an amount. There is a small joke. A friend of mine has a medical shop. After retirement, he started it. One day, he went in, asked his young boy to sell the medicines if the people came. A particular customer came, asked for a medicine, and the boy picked it up, and he found it to be 9 rupees. It was 90 rupees. By oversight, he did not see that 0. He saw only 9. He gave it to the customer, took 9 rupees, gave him medicine. Father came, and the son told the father, Daddy, today I committed a mistake. A medicine costing 90 rupees, I sold for 9 rupees. By mistake, I could not see 0 by the side of 9. Father said, don't worry, my boy. Even in that 9 rupees, we have a profit of 8 rupees. It costs only 1 rupee. Where is 1 rupee? Where is 90 rupees? Who is fixing the MRP? Is it really profit? What is the ratio to be fixed? We have to be bringing out the facts and figures about all these things that would bring us a great credit. It may be revolutionary. People may be angry with us, but in the mildest terms, in the interests of the society, we may have to do it. And then we go to the next work, most important pertaining to Tamil Nadu. We have Tossmark. Andhra Pradesh also is making this drink. How many people are drinking per day? One particular student in Hyderabad, under my guidance, did the research. In the entire country, the student community resorting to drinks is more in Hyderabad, Secunderabad, not in Chennai, not in Mumbai. The students belonging to the universities and colleges taking to this liquid, highest number is from Hyderabad and Secunderabad. Once I went to Kodaikanal, there was a school. The principal was making a complaint that the school children are getting addicted to drug. And I was surprised. How do they get it? And there is a code word. The school child goes to the bunk nearby small petty shop. He asks for Ganesha, and that fellow gives the tobacco or some such ganja. Addiction. What is our department doing? Are we making a survey? Are we able to expose those people? In my college, we were able to find out, and we got a man who is running a petty shop in front of the college, selling it, and I got it vacated. There's a lot of scope. Advertisements are doing damage, and there is no transparency, enormous profits. These are all to be taken. And this task mark coming to the present issue. In Tamil Nadu, or Andhra Pradesh, anywhere, there is no question of state distinction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please continue.
This task mark, it is the major source of income to the government. But how about your paying back to the family in case of danger? Widows, how many widows? How much of money is paid? How much we are getting? How much are we paying? That we are getting a lot of money. But in fact, much money is spent on the maintenance of the families in the name of free. And this is the responsibility of the Commerce Department, Research Department. Is it not penny wise, pound foolish health hazards? Morally, we are getting down. Ethically, we are losing our prestigious name of Tamil Nadu's grandeur. The leaders will understand only when the facts and figures are given. Public can be educated. Government can be educated. Let us not allow the penny-wise, pound-foolish things to be propagated. And in my talk today, I do not know whether I am relevant. While doing the research, we have to be very great in matters of integrity. In English, there are 3 words. One is honesty. The other is integrity. The third is probity. When I am coming to this place, on the way, I have seen a 100 rupee note, let us presume. I pick it up. I am tempted to put it in my pocket. I look this side, I find another professor. I look that side, I find a lady student standing there. I don't take that 100 rupee note and put it in my pocket because I am being seen by 2 people. I give it to them. A student might have lost it. Somebody might have lost it. Please give it to the loser, I say, and I am pained to give it. In the heart of hearts, I want to have it. I am tempted to take it. That's honesty. I have not taken it, not because I don't want to take it, but because I am afraid of losing my reputation. Many people do not copy in the examination, do not tell lies, do not commit theft, do not go to foul practices, not because they are men and women of integrity or conviction, but because they are afraid of losing their reputation, that is honesty. While doing our research, we have to be honest so that we don't lose our name. Alagappa University stands for great name and tradition. The Department of Commerce has excellent renown. Therefore, we have to maintain that. No doubt, honesty is a negative virtue born out of fear of losing the reputation. A step above that, I come here in the night, nobody is present. I find a 100 rupee note. I look this side, that side, nobody is present. I put it in my pocket. It's not my money. Morning at 11 o'clock, I was honest because I was being seen. Night 9 o'clock, same place, because nobody is there nearby to look at me, I put it and enjoy it. This is honesty during the daytime, dishonesty in the night. If I don't take that 100 rupee note, even if I am not seen by anybody, then it is called integrity. It is not for somebody we are doing, it is for our sake we are doing it. Even if I am alone, I should not be tempted to be corrupt. I should always be of the fair thoughts for the welfare of society, and that is integrity. Integrity is born of conviction. Honesty is born out of cowardice to be good, to be bad. There is a third word, probity, confirmed conviction. If anybody says Harishchandra has told a lie, we won't believe it. And that should be the reputation. If a paper is brought out from Alagappa University, it has to be accepted by everybody because it is known for its confirmed integrity. Honesty is a negative virtue born of cowardice. Integrity is a positive virtue born of conviction. And probity is the super virtue. Any number of tests, trials, and tribulations the person has undergone, like Harishchandra. We don't believe if anybody says Mahatma Gandhi has told a lie. It is confirmed. Similarly, any paper published, thesis, must be an expression of probity, thorough investigation we should make. Ethically excellent it should be, morally upright it should be. In our stories, mythology, there is the story of Atri and Anasuya. Anasuya is not a woman character. Anasuya is a psychic state. Asuya means jealousy. Anasuya is the psychology of a person who is free from jealousy. Na plus Asuya, that is a moral uprightness, ethical excellence. In that mind of moral uprightness and ethical excellence is born the great spiritual tree, and that is Atri, Na tree, beyond time, beyond space, beyond causation, beyond Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. There are three. All these threes are transcended. Very many people are of the view that spirituality can be practiced by everybody. No. Moral uprightness is the primary condition. Ethical excellence is equally of top priority. When a man is morally upright and ethically excellent, we have that spiritual sublimity. Once upon a time, Tamil Nadu was known for its moral uprightness, ethical excellence, and spiritual sublimity. In Tamil Nadu, we have had the great Swami Chidbhavanandaji Maharaj. He was morally upright. Anybody can go to Ramakrishna Tapovanam, Tiruchiyar, Tiruvedagam. The room where he lived did not have the bolts inside. Anybody can see where he is sleeping, whom he is talking to. Transparency was his strength. Similarly, our research methodology must be transparent and verifiable at any point of time. And the output should be for the welfare of the humanity. When I give the title value-based investigational research in social sciences, I give priority to two phrases. One is moral uprightness, the other is ethical excellence. While doing the research, we must be transparent. The findings must be for the welfare of mankind. I am glad I am given the opportunity to speak. I have covered a few points. On my watch, it is 11:15. I do not know whether my watch is right or wrong. I have spoken at the age of 80, 60 plus 15 minutes, and remaining 15 minutes I give for the people, for the audience, for the listeners to ask if there are any queries. I am sure there will be no queries. Maybe I am out of your expectation, deviating from the main topic. Even then, I think I have given something useful. Let the students and staff of Alagappa University be the pioneers in social sciences research to bring welfare activities in Tamil Nadu and to give good guidance to the government of Tamil Nadu. Hari Om Tat Sat. Thank you very much. Gurumurti ji, thank you very much.
Now it's the time for interaction. The participants please come forward, and he is the guru for all gurus of South India, and you can get the relevant and ethical oriented based clarification and deliberation from the great professors. Many students of professors are online. We are so happy. Sir, Dr. R. M. Chidambaram is also online, sir.
Yes, thank you. He was also, I find him good.
Yes, he is here, sir. So he is listening. Yes, students.
Sir, good morning, sir. It is very nice talk and very informative and enlightenment talk. Sir, I have small query. You explained about moral uprightness, ethical excellence, and spiritual sublimity. Yes, sir. So, how can we see this spiritual sublimity in our research work? How can we incorporate this spiritual sublimity in our research work, especially in these modern days? Please.
When you speak of spiritual sublimity, you go beyond preferences and prejudices. You go beyond caste and creed. You go beyond religion. Spirituality has nothing to do with religion. Spirituality has nothing to do with anything pertaining to moral codes of conduct. Spirituality is oneness. Oneness of the entire universe. Whichever is eternal, whichever is universal, whichever is pure forever, that's called spirituality. No question of anything like ownership, it is trusteeship, that is spirituality. There is a clear demarcation. When the mind is a little constrained, when the mind is a little limited, then it is religion. When the barriers are broken, any type of a barrier controlling the expansion of the mind, then it is called spirituality. All barriers of every type must be broken. Such people are supposed to be spiritual. I think I have given some idea. And in social research, we have to be always keeping that barrierless welfare schemes for eternity. Yes.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Hmm.
Sir, you talk about the research ethics and all. So how to control the falsification in research in India?
How to control?
The falsification. Suppose the researchers given his own data. So how to control this? Means how to control the falsification in research in India?
I did not catch you. How to control data? Ba?
Falsification in research, sir.
Falsification.
Yes, sir. The
Ah,
research ethics and all.
research ethics. You
Yes, sir.
have to counter check, and you have to. There is one way, just as mathematics can be objective, when one student is given one research to collect the data, simultaneously you take the research project by somebody else, maybe the department,
Sir.
maybe the professor himself, to see whether the data collected is correct or not. For example, you go to 100 people, all cooked up list, 100 names, and you write tick mark, excellent, excellent, excellent. You do it, and you have to. So research has to be done by two people. Same topic, if it is given to two people, to unknown people, to different people of different places, we will be in a position to know to a great extent whether they are right or wrong, 2 or 3. Just as you have double valuation, there must be a method by which we can prevent that corruption and falsification.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So, thank you very much. God bless you.
Sir, Dr. Aram sir, please, if you can intervene, you can speak, sir. Dr. Aram Chidambaram is here.
I am seeing him. I am seeing
He
him.
wants to speak. He wants to speak.
Please welcome, welcome. Fine, Chidambaram, how do you keep your health? How are you? Is not heard.
Mic in the mute mode, sir.
Okay. The Commerce Department of Tiruvadagan College owes you a lot. Today is a PG department. It is a research department, and your student is there in our college. Vandirajan is shining like anything. The entire department has established itself for its beautiful papers published. All the credit goes to R.M. Chidambaram, who is very methodical. I put him in the third list. He is above honesty, he is above integrity, he is a man of probity. Whatever he does, whatever he says, we blindly accept because he is known for his excellent convictions. A very, very methodical man, very disciplined, self-disciplined man. I am very, very glad he was with us in our college for some time. Good.
Mute on off பண்ணி உள்ள வாங்க சார். Sir, he is there. He is there. R.M. Chidambaram is listening all your comments. He talked to me over phone.
Okay.
He is there. He is there. So, any other students? Any other students? Those who want to
let your students take some of the ideas for their research. Especially two things I expect your university to do.
Yeah.
Number one, this task mark has to be proved a failure economically.
we will do.
And it is not for the well-being. Also, all the salaried people must be saved from the cumbersome process of income tax. And this can be done only by the intellectually strong research papers. The present government at the center is very open to intellectual pursuits. And our Prime Minister is very fond of talent search. He is hunting for the talented people. If worthy papers come from your university, he is ready to accept and implement. I myself know it, and R.M. Chidambaram also knows it. The present government is in favor of student community being encouraged to do good work. And these two are the evils today. Very many evils. Society, you are aware of the social evils today. And all those social evils are to be eradicated only by the intellectual onslaught. We have to do it. It is our prime responsibility. We are not here just to have a contemplated academic excellence. We are here to implement our high-flown thoughts for the social well-being. Therefore, let Alagappa University take the lead. It's my long cherished desire. I am not a man of mathematics ability. Otherwise, I would have done this work of income tax. Rajgopalachari wanted this to be removed. I can prove it. Rajgopalachari wrote on the income tax file that this whole philosophy is unsocial. It is not implementable. It is being forced. And we have to authenticate it. We have to prove that it is useless. All the people unwillingly, all evil practices are because something is thrust on them. We have to come out. Anyhow, God bless you.
Sir, Dr. R.M. Chidambaram, sir, please you speak, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you speak, sir. R.M. Chidambaram, sir, please you speak.
Yes. Not audible.
Professor, mic on பண்ணிக்கோங்க, Professor.
Dr. R.M. Chidambaram, sir.
Please switch on your mic, sir. Professor, please switch on your mic.
R.M. Chidambaram is not audible.
Unmute and tell.
Unmute.
Hello.
Sir, for time being, let me ask one small doubt.
No,
Is there any benchmark for all these moral uprightness, spiritual sublimity, and ethical excellence
Yes, yes.
to
The
incorporate in
benchmark.
our research?
mic off ல இருக்கு.
Very good, very good. You have asked a beautiful.
கேமராவுல வாங்க.
Benchmarks vary from generation to generation. We have to work out. Just as we have the parameters for blood pressure, diabetes, there are benchmarks. He who does not tell a lie for so many years, he whose thought, word, and deed are same. These are all certain benchmarks. We have to work out the benchmarks. They are there. For your information, in Upanishads, even there is a measurement for pleasure also. The pleasure of subhuman beings 100 people put together is equivalent to one man's happiness. 1,000 people's happiness put together quantitatively is equivalent to Gandharvas. That is how there are benchmarks worked out. We can work out the benchmarks. That is actually a research. That research can be undertaken. Why in our university we are trying to work out certain tools to pleasure the sorrow. Suppose a young boy goes and tells a girl, I love you. There is a meter we are trying to find out by which he will know what is the quantum of love, 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%, 60%. Love can be measured. Pleasure can be measured. There are certain words in English. We have pleasure. It is a sense pleasure. Emotional enjoyment. Intellectual happiness. Spiritual bliss. Each word is different. When you use the word pleasure, it is pertaining to the body only. When you use the word enjoyment, it pertains to the mind only. When you use the word happiness, it pertains to the intellect only. When you use the word bliss, it is beyond body, mind, intellect. In language, we have benchmarks. In experience, also, we have benchmarks. We have to work out that.
Sir, Dr. R.M. Chidambaram, sir, you are mute. Mic, mute. Unmute. Unmute, you are here, but unmute and speak. So, the most respected Sri Subramanian ji, we are so happy, we are blessed, we are honored. Listening your lecture is a great opportunity to all the participants. Listening your lecture is the rarest of the rare event to all the participants. What are the ethics? What are the values a research scholar has to ensure in the process of research? You have highlighted. It is a great treasure to all the participants. It is a great literary, spiritual, ethical, and value-based treasure to all the participants attended this ICSSR-sponsored program. So, Karmasu Kausalam Yogaha. There, whatever we do, whatever the activities we perform, we have to ensure perfection. If the perfection is ensured, it automatically conforms the yogam. So all the participants will get yogam when they follow all your preachings in letter, spirit, and the entire process of research. What is given by you? What are the suggestions given by you? We will consider at 100% in our mind, in our heart, and activities will be performed ensuring the preaching in blood, flesh, and nerves. So the value-based, ethical-based, spiritual-based, intellectual-based, moral-based processes will help the young, will help the youth to come forward in their life. The base is required. Whatever the activity, whatever the research, the base is required, ethical and moral base is required. The base will bring out socially relevant research work. So you have balanced both, one side ethics, one side value, on the other side socially relevant outcome. In between, the youth there, research scholars are there. Research scholars should follow the principles of ethical values, moral values, based research values. Their outcome will be socially relevant. Society will be happy. So, Telugu Guruvin Tirumaini Kandal, Telugu Guruvin Tirunamam Cheppal, Telugu Guruvin Tiruvarthai Ketal, Telugu Guru Sindithal Dandi. So we think about you, we think about the great Guru, Dr. Subramanian ji. We are so happy today. Your lectures will remain evergreen in our mind. On behalf of the participants, on behalf of the organizers, on behalf of the ICSSR and university, we sincerely thank for all your efforts for addressing these students and participants today. Thank you very much, sir. We are blessed. We carry out your nice words about the Alagappa University, commerce teachers and commerce students. Under your blessings, we will pursue the higher education at the expected level with morals and values. Thank you very much. Thank you. We are blessed. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste, namaste.
Namaste, namaste. Thank you.
Thank you.
Delhi, huh? Chavi, he is
No, it's not mine.
stick is there.
This paper may be thrown out.
Okay.
இல்ல சொல்லிருங்க அதுக்கு தான் உங்களை பார்க்கணும். இல்ல இல்ல ஒரு
Dear participants, you can have a 10 minutes break. After break, our Honorable Court Director will address you. Thank you.
Hello, sir. It's not audible, sir.
Thank you, participants. Program starts. On behalf of the Department of Commerce, I have great pleasure and privilege to welcome our Honorable Member, Vice Chancellor of Officiating Committee, Honorable Member of Syndicate, Honorable Professor and Head, Department of Commerce, Honorable Post Coordinator, Dr. T.R. Gurumurthy, sir, to this great session. I welcome you, sir. Now may I request and invite our Honorable Member to deliver a special address on this great occasion, great session. Thank you, sir. Please, sir. Please.
Very good morning to the participants. Is it audible to you?
Sir, audible.
Yes,
Yes, sir. Audible, sir. Audible, sir. Good
Very
morning,
good.
sir. Audible, sir.
Very good. Thank you. All the best. You might have listened well. You might have heard a thought-provoking deliberation given by Professor Subramanian. So, in continuation, I would like to share the quality dimension in social science research. The quality of a social science research depends on the ethical values and the social values, spiritual and moral values a research scholar possesses in his mind. The social relevance of a social science research depends on the validity of the researcher. The researcher is the nucleus for a socially relevant research. A research scholar should hold the ability to contribute something to the existing body of knowledge. That aim and objective a research scholar should keep in their mind. Contributing something to the existing body of knowledge. It is a duty of the researcher. Then only your research study will be socially relevant. You have to contribute something to the existing body of knowledge. The important duty, moral and ethical ground, a scholar should read something to the existing body of knowledge. Searching a new knowledge through the existing body of knowledge. Searching a new knowledge depends on the moral value, ethical value. That is the base. In Upanishads, we speak, when you forget yourself, the research will stay in your mind. When you think always about you, your problem, your hardship, the research will not stay in your mind. The research, the socially relevant research, ethical oriented research, the research that will give you a comfortable life, The research that will build you as a promising researcher or an excellent teacher, you search a new knowledge. You read something about the existing knowledge. Reading about the existing knowledge is the review of literature. When you review, what is review? Reading is not review. What is done by them? With the research outlook, we have to study. What is done by them? That review, what is good to you, the review will tell you. What is suitable to you, the review will tell you. What is suitable to you may not be suitable to others. What is suitable to others, please don't copy. So you do research on your own, what is suitable to you. You learn about yourself. That is the first stage of research process. Before identifying a research problem, you identify about yourself. This is the psychological orientation. You identify about yourself before you identify a problem. Learn about yourself. You forget about yourself. You keep all the research related positive oriented behavior, you keep in your mind, research will work. A thorough study of existing knowledge will speak quality of research. A thorough study of existing body of knowledge. So what do you take about your stress management? A thorough study about the existing body of knowledge related to stress management. You have to study what is done, what is not done. You listen the lecture of Professor Subramanian. You listen the speed of presentation. You watch the methodology of presentation. You might have watched the language. So where we are, where we want to go, the gap we identify in teaching. Where we are, where we want to go. After listening to Subramanian sir's lecture, we identify that is a gap. That is the gap we identify in presentation. So thorough knowledge of the existing study related to the research problem you want to contemplate. You touch your heart. What is the moral and value-based processes we have followed in identifying a research problem? What is identified by others, that is not your identification. Here, the problem arises. I would like to explain a basic moral principle in research. In examination, postgraduate examination, you get 50% marks, you get a degree. 50% mark, you get a master's degree. But in research, it is not so. Research, you should secure 100% mark. In life, you secure 100% mark, then only you will be rewarded and valued. It is basically required. Examination 50% you secure, you will get a pass. But in research, you secure 100% perfection. Then only the research will be relevant. So imagine you think of the perfection in research work, 100% perfection of research work. What is your methodology? It is based on your imagination and thinking and execution process. So the research is here. Suppose what are the objectives of your research study? A question is there. The student will turn the thesis immediately to read the objectives of the study. To read the objective of the study, you have not done research for 5 years. To read the objectives of the, what are the objectives of the study? The student will turn page number 22, he will read the objective. It's not research. There is no moral ground, there is no ethical ground. The objectives of the study must be in your muscle. The objectives of the study must be in your blood. The objectives of the study must be in your nerves. The objectives of the study should play a great role in your tongue, in your mind. This is the socially relevant research. Objectives must be in your mind. The objectives of the study should vibrate in your body. That vibration you have to enjoy. There depends your ethics. There ethics stays. So examination you get 50% mark, but in research you should get 100% perfection. So that I told, doing things perfection, those who do things perfection, they become yogis. Researcher be a great yogi. You can contribute to the society. Doing things perfection, the person does things perfectly. Karmasu kausalam yoga. The research work you do perfectly. So that the 100% is required. Participant, don't worry about PowerPoint, I will give the PowerPoint. Don't worry, I will show all the PowerPoint. What is the purpose of studying the existing knowledge? I raise question, I give answer. What is the purpose of studying existing body of knowledge? My dear participants, any doubt or any question you come across, you write in the box. Or any modification or any improvement in my deliberation, you write in the box. So, based on your writing, I will change my presentation. Because participant is the most, they are the most important person. We do for the welfare of the participants. We do for the producing a socially relevant research. So participants are important. So what is the purpose of studying existing body of knowledge? What is the purpose? The purpose is what is done so far in the specific field of research, what is not done so far in the specific field of research. What is done, already done. I don't have the scope there. What is not done, I have a great scope. What is not done? Robert Frost has written, road less traveled. Then the poets, they have written, if you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you are beaten, you are. You need not participate in the event. Because by thinking you are beaten, it means you are beaten even in all your activities. The thinking plays a vital role in research. What is done? You have to study thoroughly. What is not done? You have to study thoroughly. Compare these two. You hold what is not done. You give priority to what is not done. All the researchers, did you consider giving priority to what is not done before executing a research work? Not exactly executing, before identifying a research problem, Did you consider what is not done? This is the basic step for the success in any research. Then only research will be socially relevant. The deliberation, the most important. The imagination skill, thinking skills, execution skill, most important. Question raising and answering, most important. Newton raised the question, why he fell down? Why? So this is the basic, the question. So what is the reason for review of literature? Review of literature is not studying, it's not note making, it's not note taking. It's totally understanding what is not done, what is not done, what is not done, what is not. Before directing a film, the film director will see 100 films, 150 films. It is the review of literature. What is the reason? The director will identify what is not done. The what is not done will help to him. If a film is produced based on the concept, what is not done, that film will secure silver jubilee. This is review of literature, what is not done. So another most important ethical ground, copying. Your mind will not allow. Your mind will not allow. Your sense of principles will not allow. You ask your mind will not allow copy. So what is done and what is not done, the difference, the gap, you write as a research gap. What is done so far, what is not done, the gap is there. What is not done, I have taken. Okay, you have taken what is not done. How? What is the process of execution? Yes, I will explain. So the process the research scholar should follow. A research problem should emerge from the literature. A research problem will emerge from the literature. Many professors might have explained to you sources of a research problem. Sources. So today, the more than 100 participants are here. The experience you enjoy here will serve as a source for a research program. The experience is a research program. You attend a class, the deliberation will serve as a research problem. That will serve as a research problem. So it is a basic thing we learn. The Professor Subramaniam gave lecture that will serve as a source for a research program. A new knowledge. A research we speak, finding a new knowledge. A research will give the answers. The research will solve so many issues. What is the process? A preliminary investigation. A review of literature becomes a base, fertile land and ground to frame a research problem, to identify the research problem will emerge from review of literature. So that we advise the students spend 75% of your time for review of literature. What is done? What is done? What is the process? What is the methodology? It is the base. So, emerging a research problem not from copying. Emerging a research problem not from altering. Emerging a research problem is not from extension. It's not for extension. It's not for extension. The ethical ground. the value system. A research problem is emerged from the review of literature, not from copying, not from altering, not for extension. A seed be original. For any research work, the seed be original. Research problem be original from familiar domain. Be original. This is ethics. Be original. This is value system. The originality you have to ensure. The originality you have to ensure. This is the base for it. You think yourself, many participants are here, they are in the research process, they have received a degree and they are guiding. So think, is it original? The seed be original, then only you can get yield. The seed is not perfect, how can you expect yield? The research problem is not perfect, how can you expect socially relevant? Socially relevant. So this is insisted, this is requested. This is the purpose of attending this program of 14 days you are attending the program. So research problem speaks research question. These things a scholar should discuss. What is the purpose of research? Yes. I have taken this research work to answer the following research question. The scholar should justify. The scholar should explain. The scholar should explain. What is the research? I have taken this research work to answer these questions, sir. If the answer is there, you are a perfect researcher. These questions are not addressed so far. These issues are not addressed so far. I am going to give answer to this question, solve these issues. This is the research. This is the research. Why do you spend so many years? I suggest the answer for this problem. So what is the research study with concepts and definitions? Many forum I am telling the research scholars, before you identify a research problem, please you learn the concept associated with the problem. It is missing. I don't see in many places it is missing. Profitability of commercial banks. We raise a question, what is profitability? What is profitability? But their answer will be gross profit ratio, net profit ratio. Is the answer? Performance evaluation. What is performance evaluation? We ask a question. They answer liquidity. What is the concept? What is the conceptual definition? What is the concept? So this is essentially required. What are the steps I suggest in the pieces is to turn on these directions, it will remain in your mind. That is the purpose. What is the research study? What is the research study you explain? Then after thorough answers, wait for 1 minute. After a thorough answer, why the research study? Why the research study you have to highlight? Any questions you can give in the box. I will see the question side by side, I will answer. Or any comments you write side by side, I will see the comment. Based on that, I will change my presentation. So why the research study? What is the purpose? Why the research study? Then the important thing, how? How? So how the answer, what are the variables I have used to execute? So this is the total preliminary work on this preliminary, this is the seed. On this preliminary seed, the entire research work will vibrate. Your entire research work will vibrate. The entire research work will vibrate. So, the research scholars, they want PPT. I will share the PPT. So, this is covered. So, what is done and what is not done? Not copying, altering. Yes. A research question, what is the research study with concepts and definitions? So you give the research question. Later, why the research study? So answer the following question, the research study is undertaken. So what are the variables used to achieve the objectives of the study? That will serve the purpose. Answering question stands for objectives of the study. So what are the objectives of your study? The objectives of your study will speak the process of answering the question. Research question is the base for framing the objectives of the study. If the research question is perfect, your objectives are perfect. There is a matching between research question and research objective. The statement of the problem will speak with research questions. For this purpose, I have taken this study. This is the purpose of this study. The purpose is translated into objectives of the study. The objectives of the study they are written based on the problems I experience, problems I encounter. And through the objectives of the study, I will suggest the suggestion or answers to the research. So this is the process. How the research study is executed, that speaks methodology. That is the input quality. Methodology metrics, research design be measured, answer be ready for how. How the research study is executed. How the research study is executed. This is the methodology. The methodology will differ one study to another study. What is your methodology? In 5 hours examination, the many questions are there related to methodology. So what is the methodology you have used? What is the methodology used by others may not be suitable. What is the methodology you have used to achieve the objective? What is the journey you proceed to reach your destination? What is the methodology you use to achieve the objective? There you discuss the sampling, you discuss the framework of analysis, you discuss the data, you discuss data processing, you discuss statistical application, you discuss the hypothesis. A group of events, group of activities are there. How do you execute a research study? How do you execute a research study? So you have to keep in mind the answer for the three questions. The questions are: what is the research study, why the research study, and how the research study. How the research study. You have the answers for these things: what, why, and how. So many scholars are here. Many scholars are here. So they have to keep in mind about the what is the research study, why the research study, and what is the process used to achieve the objectives of the study. These things are most important. These things are essentially needed. Keeping in mind. All the sessions, they speak about the how, answer for how. They speak about answer for how. But answer for what, it is in the hands of the researcher. Answer for why, it is in the hands of the researcher. Answer for how, it needs discussion. Answer for how needs discussion. The entire 14-day session is meant for answer for how. So this is my research study. I have taken this research study to answer these questions, but how? What is the process to answer? If the process is perfect, answer will be perfect. The cooking is perfect, taste will be perfect. Because ingredients are the same. The process is most important. The research process, the entire 14 days is a mark for research process. The research process. I would like to have some Abhinaya is here. Anjali Gupta is here. Namita Kumaridas here. Here. Sasikala here.
Yes, sir.
Sasikala Ayappan. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Please, you speak 2 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Please, you speak 2 minutes about the deliberation. Namita Kumar Das, please, you speak 2 minutes. Or VT Kumar, anybody? Anybody?
Sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir. Sir, VT Kumar. Yes, sir.
Yes, please, you speak 2 minutes. Yes.
I am VT Kumar. Dharmaburi Arts College, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
Sir, I am Dr. VT Kumar,
Attending the death, no excuse.
Assistant Professor of Economics,
Ah,
Government Arts College, Dharmaburi, sir.
okay, you speak 2 minutes. No, no, nothing. Ah,
Sir, sir, asking, I am asking to you. Sir, I am asking you.
yes,
Hello,
I
sir.
am listening.
Okay, sir, I am asking you very clearly.
Kumar, please give your feedback.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. I feel the feedback.
Okay, okay.
Immediately. I feel the feedback.
Okay, Namita Kumar.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you,
Namita
sir.
Kumar Das. Muthu Krishna. Meera Bal. Priyanka Bhaskar. Shashikant. Vijay Jariwala. So are you on the line? 86 number, John Sri. Are you on the line? Gita Sundar Raj. Dr. C. Srinivasan, Bala Murugan, Devesh Pal, Dhruva Srinivasa. Yes, anybody? How many of you are on the line? Feedback. Bhuvan, please. Bhuvan, are you on the line?
Sir, good morning, sir.
Yes, speak.
Good afternoon.
Yes, speak.
This is speaking.
Yes, speak.
Yes, sir, it was a nice session, sir. And explaining about the research study in terms of methodology and inputs and research design. It's really helpful and it's really amazing. And it's a more informative session, sir.
Okay, I will continue. So, in between, I will interact with the students. In between, I will interact with the scholars. So, what is the research study? A student should come forward to explain. Or during the interaction, we ask, what is your research study? In the interaction, we ask, what the research study is undertaken. In the interaction, we ask, what is the process? What is your methodology? So this is the system a scholar has to ensure during the process of his research work. So this is the research study. These are all the questions. So I want to answer this question. I want to achieve these objectives. And what is the process? This is my process. If there is any scope for improvement, this is day by day improvement. So what is the improvement? Yes?
Sir, sorry for interruption. Actually, where we concentrate on this research, is it process oriented or product oriented? Is it important to concentrate on process or product?
Yeah, please.
No, where we want to concentrate to improve our quality of research in terms of process or in terms of product?
Yeah, both. If the process is perfect, product will be perfect, sir. If the input, output depends on the process. So, PECCA, that is 100% quality input. But process is not perfect. You can't ensure output 100% quality. Very good question. So, both the process must be perfect. This session is meant for process, excellent process. If the process is excellent, your product, your output will be so excellent. So excellent.
Sir, you given one example of cooking.
Yes.
If the process is very correct and exact and perfect matching,
yes.
The cook is not experienced, then the product, what about the product?
Yes, we want to improve the skill. I think you are perfect cook. I think you are a perfect cook. If the cook is not perfect, if the cook is not experienced, he is also part of the process. Input is different. He is also the part of the process. The part of the process is not perfect, output will not be perfect. If the researcher is not perfect, output will not be perfect. Your questionnaire is comprehensive, good, but you are not. Suppose I am a researcher, I am not perfect, I am not in a right direction. How can I expect quality output? So, these are all the process must be perfect. The cook is also a part of the process. So, what, why, and how? A researcher should keep in mind these three questions. These three questions we have to answer day by day. Similarly, we have to improve day by day. The why we have to improve day by day. What is perfect? Why is perfect? The how? What is the process to achieve? Your right question I answer. The cook is not experienced after 2 years or even after 2 days. He can improve his talent. Based on the talent, the output will be perfect. So, most importantly, you might have studied pre-testing. Pre-testing must be original. Pilot study must be original. Quality field experience is required. Originality will help you to feel yourself as a learner. Originality must be there. Pilot study and pre-testing. So, whatever the writing, suppose you want to write one question based on the objectives of your study, the question should derive from your mind. So the question you use your brain, you use your mind, you use your efficiency to write all words, each and every word of it. Originality. So pilot study, pre-testing, important. That is a process. That is a process. Many scholars, I use Kronbach, I use the validity test, I use applying the reliability test. My value is 0.725, 0.825, so it is more than the critical limit. So my questionnaire is perfect, my data are perfect, the reliability is tested, validity is tested. Test should derive from mind. Your consciousness should speak the test. That is the testing. You know while testing. The value, the 0.7 won't speak originality, won't speak reliability. Your mind will speak reliability. Your behavioral orientation in research will speak reliability. This is sincere. So, this behavior be linked with 0.722, 728. This is expected as an excellent process in research. I applied this. My reliability test is good. My validity is good. Normality is good because this value is more than the critical value. Okay. You speak about yourself, about testing. Collecting the data, whether data are perfect, whether data are collected from the original respondents, data collected from the original respondent with original answers, with original writing, they will give socially relevant questions. So that we insist again and again, the questionnaire must be comprehensive. Questionnaire be comprehensive. What is the first objective? To achieve the objectives, what are the variables framed? Whether the questionnaire covers all the variables. You test yourself. You test yourself. After testing, after finding the conclusion, you discuss with experts. Sir, I have done this, I have done this. Your model will be the model for others. This is the learning potential. This is the lesson. The total behavioral orientation of the researcher will learn in potential. After attending these 14 days, you go to your college, you go to your university, you meet your friends, you be a different person. You be a different person. Definitely. They will ask. They may ask what is done by Alagappa University. Feedback link. Feedback link. They will send the feedback link. You will get a feedback link. No worry, no problem. No problem, you will get feedback link. feedback link you do. The feedback link session 1. So there, a behavioral orientation of the researcher is needed. This is needed. So what is there? The questionnaire comprehensive, the questionnaire should give scope for achieving the objectives of the study. The questionnaire one side, objectives of the study other side, we have to test the matching. We have to test. This is the objective.
Hello. Excuse me, sir. Sir, excuse me, sir. Hello.
Sir, please, sir, few minutes, please.
Is it audible now?
Audible, sir.
Sir, you are audible.
Yes,
Sir, can I ask one question?
Yeah.
Small query.
Yes.
You are
Yes, sir, you ask. Yes,
sir, you are talking about comprehensiveness of the questionnaire.
Sir.
Yeah.
What is the ideal length of the questionnaire to achieve comprehensiveness?
Yes, very good question. But the ideal length, there is no definition. Length is not there. The length depends on your objectives of the study. The length depends on your depth of the study, breadth of the study. So in the earlier Sunday session, Professor Selvam might have explained depth of the depth, breadth of the breadth, deep of the deep, that is the minute of the minute. So it is your research. So length, there is no definition. Sometimes one page may be there. Page is not a concept. Even well, writing answer, page is not important. Writing answer is important. So in this way, there is no exact length. It should speak about the process to achieve objective of the study. Okay? Yes?
Thank you, sir.
So a questionnaire must be comprehensive. And comprehensiveness speaks achieving the objectives of the study. Comprehensiveness meaning is achieving objectives of the study. And another most important thing, many researchers they come across, that is the application of statistical tools. Of late, we find a doctoral thesis. The thesis is full of statistics. The inferences are missing. The explanations are missing. Data are missing. Basic data are missing. Basic tables are missing. Only statistical gimmick is there. Only statistical output is there. Where is the inference? Where is the finding? Doing a thesis, a research work is not testing hypotheses. Research work is to find answers for the question and solution for the problem, not testing hypotheses. Any question on that? So research work is to achieve objectives of the study. Research work is to find solutions for the problem. Not the many research work deals with only testing of hypotheses, statistical tools, advanced statistical tool. So statistical work is done by software, but research work is to be done by the researcher. What is done by the researcher can understand. What is done by the researcher can interact. But what is done by a software or a machine, how can a researcher interact? So it is your own original work. That is, we insist. That work we insist. So you apply the statistics, but the thesis occupies 80% statistics. There, the students are losing their caliber relating to their research. So this is what is the basic of research writing. The students should raise questions in their mind. So this is basically required. So statistics is a cosmetic touch. So what is there? Presentation. The presentation is the most important thing. The literary presentation, research presentation, this is basically required. Then there no relationship between this and that. This is the statistics. But what is the objectives of the study? So the entire thing, the data, the process, the outcome, they're intertwined to achieve the objectives of the study. It must be ensured in the full study. What is there? Icing the cake, that must be statistical application. But cake must be there. Only if the icing is only there, the use is missing, the taste is missing. The cake must be there, then only icing is good. Without cake, we do icing. Without cake, if we do icing, what is the result? What is the result? So this is the most important thing we have to consider our study. There, what is there? Cook again and again to ensure perfect taste. Write again and again to ensure quality in presentation. Put hard work, feel and enjoy improvement. It is basically required. It is basically required. What is there? Write again and again to ensure quality in presentation. Write again about your thesis to achieve the objective. What is written today? You read the writing, improve the writing tomorrow, improve the writing day after tomorrow, improve the writing daily till you reach perfection, till you get an attitude or a thinking, okay, this is good. Till you come to a conclusion, okay, this is good, you have to write. The writing skill essentially required to a scholar. So that we insist. So the 14 days 14 days. Deliberation.
Skill is required. Right again and again. Wherever you go. So now you see the PowerPoint. Cook again and again to ensure perfect taste. Write again and again to ensure quality in presentation. Put hard work. Feel and enjoy improvement. You enjoy the improvement. Did you enjoy it? That is from 3rd, 4, 5, today 6 and today 7. Today 7. Did you enjoy the sessions? Any answer?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You enjoy the sessions?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what made you to enjoy it?
It is just like academic fees, sir. Not
Academic feed. Very good. Very good. It is very great. It must be a great academic feed. The person, what is there? Usually I insist a teacher, the teacher should possess a thinking skill, imagination skill, writing skill, above all, the presentation skill. These skills are essentially needed in addition to your subject knowledge. If the skills are missing, that the learning, the subject knowledge won't help. In teaching methodology, we explain to the students, we explain to the teacher in refresher courses. Sitting in a classroom, the learner will learn 25%. Another 25%, the learner will learn with fellow friends. So 25 plus 25, 50. At the remaining 50% of learning, the students can learn through demonstration and presentation and dissemination. This is the learning methodology and teaching methodology. The fellow teachers, you follow these principles. A strong teacher, inspiring teacher, will give only 25% of the learning of a learner. A strong, inspiring teacher will give only 25%. So remaining 75%, the 25% through pure group and 50% through demonstration, dissemination and presentation. So demonstration, dissemination and presentation requires thinking skill, imagination skill, writing skill and presentation skill. So the skills are essential to become a master. So you ask a question, suppose the cook is not perfect, the skill is not perfect, output will not be perfect. So this is essentially needed so that we insist as a course coordinator, course director, we insist our participants ensure quality in all dimensions of research. Ensure quality in all dimensions of research. Write again and again, the writing skill will come up. Hard work, you enjoy the improvement. What is the hard work? You do hard work and then you enjoy. You enjoy your hard work. You enjoy the outcome of hard work. This is essentially needed to all resource persons, to all teachers, to all participants. This is our earnest request. This is our earnest prayer. This is the prayer. So you do hard work. You enjoy the hard work. You enjoy the outcome. You enjoy the improvement. Be original author. Keep entire research work in your mind. This is the process quality. The research scholar should ensure perfection in all dimensions of research. In all dimensions of research. This is essentially required. So what are the output qualities? What are the output qualities? We will discuss again. We will discuss. Thank you. Great session. Thank you. I will meet you later also. So what is the output quality. What is the output quality? So input quality, process quality, output quality. In research, we have to discuss the three dimensions: the quality of input, quality of process, quality of output. So what is the quality of input? What is the input quality? Process quality, output quality. So I give some certain parameters related to the output quality. Later we discuss the other related quality parameters. So what is the input quality? What is the process and what is the output? So many they are writing very great session, very nice session. Please you point out some shortcomings or limitations also. Based on the limitation, I will improve myself. I will learn from you. This is the platform for learning to me, because you are 7,700 minds are there. The single and humble mind will learn from 100 minds. It is a great opportunity to me to learn from you, because you are 100 minds are there. 100 minds are there. I will learn from you. The humble single mind will learn. So learning is possible throughout the life. Throughout the life. Throughout the life. So there, what are the output quality? I give a list. First output quality, happiness in completing original work. The happiness in completing original work. So, participants, are you happy? Because now 12:49.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
that happy.
Really happy, sir.
Yeah.
Really happy, sir. We are.
Yeah.
We are really fortunate.
The happiness is the first step of output quality. The happiness is the first output quality. You are attending 14 days. So daily you feel happy, daily you will feel some learning. Yes, output quality is good. Output quality is good. So that is we insist. So happiness after doing PhD, happiness after completing research work. Yes, I am so happy. Degree is not a matter, participant. Thomas Alva Edison has done many research work not for degree. Degree is automatic. Degree is automatic. If we do, many scholars may ask, sir, we do for degree, all the teaching profession, they insist basic qualification PhD. Yes, you do good work, PhD is automatic. But socially relevance, day by day, your work must be there. As a teacher, you ignite new thoughts, new thinking, new light, new frame, new knowledge to students day by day. That will be happiness. Happiness after completing the research work. Evaluation ranking, highly commended. A very good piece of work. Excellent research work. Your friends may appreciate. Excellent research work he is doing. Always he is thinking, always he is writing, always he is speaking about the research work. So grading. Publication, citation, attendance, awards. This is the output quality. Citations are there. Cited by experts, thousands of experts. Based on the citation, your attendance will come up. So you are writing so many books. The book is well marketed. The book is well received. Your research work is in the form of book that is well received. That will speak the quality. That will speak the quality. Application of findings. Remembering the research work, guide for future research. The application of findings. All your findings are applied. All your findings are used. All your findings serves as a manual for improvement in social day-to-day life. That is the output quality. That is the output quality. then you become a very nice research supervisor based on the research, based on your research work. Many research scholars have joined under your supervision, that you become an excellent research supervisor. So that speaks about the quality. So quality dimensions you have to make sure. Quality dimensions will speak about research work. So throughout the session we speak the quality, the input quality, process quality, output quality. So what is the process? The process is perfect, the output will be perfect. So the entire 14 days we discussed the process quality. So now it is your time. The time is 12:55. So entire sessions we have earmarked for quality dimensions. Or now, any questions from other participant side? I will spend some time later. We go further discussion. Any question from participant side? Abhinav Surya?
Sir, excuse me.
Yes, please.
Sir, you explained about quality of research work.
Yeah.
After testing the hypothesis, it is not end of the work. And if it is not end of the work, what we have to do after testing the hypothesis?
Yes, testing hypothesis is only a minimum part of the research work. Suppose you speak, what is your research work? You tell me. What is your research work?
Sir, intelligence adjustment and values among juvenile students, juvenile children.
Your moral values to the children.
Yes, sir.
Moral values to the children. So moral value, what is the moral value? What are the set of value? What is the set of value the students should follow, should behave, should keep it in their mind? You develop variables. You develop variables. Variables related to value. This is then through review of literature, you develop a research question. This is a set of moral values, but whether the student of the lower grade or middle grade or higher grade, whether they possess these values, this is your research question. Am I right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. So this is your research question. So values, moral values, 1, 2, 3, 4 variables. Whether you find such a type of moral values among the school children or the higher secondary children or a middle school children, this is your research finding. This is 50%, this is 40%, this is 20%, this is 100%. Instead, what they do, there is no relationship between following moral value between urban student and rural student. Is it the objective of the study? This is not objective of the study. It is a part of the research work. It is not 100% of the research work. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, good. Thank you. Any other? Arul Tekot, Apsana Mehar, Abhinaya, Devender Ji, Danya Nair.
Sir,
Yes.
good afternoon, sir.
Yes, you speak.
Thank you for your insightful session, sir. Sir, my doubt is how many samples are required for the pilot study, sir? Can you?
Okay. This question is related to length of a questionnaire. So pilot study depends on your research work. Sometimes they may say 10 respondents, 20 respondents, 30 respondents, 40 respondents. But what your mind and what is the decision of your mind? You move up to that decision. Unless you are satisfied, the pilot study will not work. Your satisfaction, your perfection, 100% perfection in data fitting, data collection, questionnaire framing, questionnaire preparation, your mind will do correct answer for your research work. What is the food required to you? What is the food required to you? Your mind and your stomach will answer.
Yeah, fine. Thank you, sir. Is there any particular sample size for the pilot study, sir? For the survey research?
Sample size?
Yeah, for pilot study, sir.
In pilot study, I am telling, suppose your total sample size is 800. So sometimes some experts may explain to you, you take 10%, so 80.
Yeah.
Sometimes they may say 5%, 40. But what is your decision? Suppose 800 sample size, what must be pilot study? Suppose I ask a question to you. Suppose I do 800 samples. What must be the pilot study? What is the answer of Geeta Sundarraj?
Sir, it would be 100 people, sir. Am I correct, sir?
Yes, this is the answer.
Yeah, fine. Thank you, sir. I got it, sir.
That is the answer. That is everything the researcher will decide. If the decision is from outside, you can't become a true researcher.
Thank you, sir.
Very kind. Thank you. Thank you.
Sir, one more question. One more question.
Yes.
Sir, objectives and research question, investigative questions.
Yes.
Which one comes first? Which one comes first?
Research
Objectives or research
question? Question. I have taken this study to answer these questions. The question. So, what are the factors influencing? Objective to analyze the factors influencing. Okay.
That means research question comes first. After that, we have to frame the objectives on the basis of the research
question will come first. The research question will emerge from review of literature. Research question will emerge from studying the existing study. The research question will emerge from the research gap. Later, it is returned in the form of objectives of the study to bring out a good research work. So matching research question and your objective should be matched. The research question will put together form the title of your research work.
Sir, if so, what is the necessity of writing rationale of the study and research question?
Yes, rationale of study is the need and significance of the study. Rationale of the study will speak statement of the problem. Rationale of the study will answer why the research study is undertaken. This rationale is required. Rationale is returned in the form of need and relevance, in the form of significance, in the form of purpose. So the words will differ. Relevance is basically required. Okay?
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Any other?
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Any other scholar?
Sir, I have a small doubt, sir. My name is
Krishnan. Tell me.
Sir, we follow all the process. We take few years to reach this project, and our thinking also changes. But at times, the mind gets stuck without any help. Sir, you are very insightful. You gave us you gave me, in fact, lot of thinking beyond my earlier thoughts. So I'm really asking you this doubt. When the mind gets stuck in the middle and when we don't have help, what process should we follow, sir?
Yes, I tell you. When the mind is in your problem, when the mind creates a problem, mind will not create a problem, you store a problem in the mind. So there, lot of solutions are there. First, you forget about you. If you forget about you, problem will disappear. A lot of literary, lot of spiritual classes are there. I will meet you one session later. So if you are in problem, so I am doing this research, I am doing this research, the result is not perfect, the findings are not perfect, many friends are criticizing me, so your mind is stuck. Okay?
Yes, sir, almost.
Yes. Later, you keep calm. If your work is perfect, your work is original, no one will compete with you. Your work you keep it in your mind, yes. You retain confidence in your mind. What I told you, if you think you are given, you are. If you think you don't, you are. The success and failure, we don't go to people who are so strong or who are so brilliant. It will move with the person, those think that they can. So you come forward, yes, I will do, I can. This is my original. For any problem in your mind, solution is not outside, solution is within. Any problem related to your mind, you have the solution. Search the solution. Solution is with you. No one gives solution to your mind. No one will give solution to your mind. The solution is with you because you have created the problem. You are the only person will give the answer. No one will create problem to your mind unless you permit it. Okay, Ramakrishnan?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Can I ask one more small
Yes.
question? Sir, in previous question, you answered after testing the hypothesis, we have to go for something writing. That is our research. In that case, if we interpret from previous studies results and if we observe the field observation, if you incorporate all the previous research knowledge and our first hand information of the observation, that is for our research purpose. That is the thing we have to do.
Yes, this is the source for research, source for a research problem. This is the source for the research problem. Observation is the source, study of material is the source, experience is the source, discussion is the source, participate in conference is a source. Like that is the source, Mr. Pramod Kumar.
Sir, my intention is after testing the hypothesis, what I am asking, after testing the hypothesis, can we integrate all the previous studies, reviews, results, and actual observation?
Yes, this is basically required. What is the difference between my study and the earlier study?
My study and previous studies means if there is any contradictory results, if I conclude, then I have to write that my defense about my result.
Yes, you justify, you defend. You defend. The theory, Modigliani and Miller theory, so many research work we see on that, they give the different version. Relevant hypothesis and irrelevant hypothesis. So they speak dividend will increase the market value of shares. But in some other work, the result will be totally different. So you have to defend your work. That's no problem. That is the original. Thank you, Pramod Kumar.
Sir, thank you, sir. Sir, sorry, excuse me. I am asking all the time.
Yeah, no problem.
I am asking all the teachers.
I appreciate. Because somebody must be there. You participate. We thank you. We appreciate you. We keep the word. We keep the name Pramod Kumar in our mind. So this is good. This is good. So it is the leadership skill. We invite. We expect. We appreciate.
Actually, it is my original intention. I don't know about that. That's why I'm asking, sir.
Yes, good.
I don't have any bad intention.
So what I tell you, Mr. Pramod Kumar, you are asking the question. The same question some other participants are waiting to ask. The participants are happy. You are asking, they are happy. You are asking the questions of, you are asking questions for others. They are happy. So this is good. You ask daily.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, any other? Yes, Gita Sundarraj, exactly, sir. Yes, the mind voice you are getting. Any other? Azhar Iqbal.
Yes, sir.
Azhar
How to
Iqbal.
prepare a questionnaire for a PhD study, sir?
Yeah, not audible.
Sir, how to prepare a questionnaire, sir, for a survey, sir?
We have arranged a separate session. Anyhow, I tell you, questionnaire preparation is an art. The raising a question is an art. Similarly, preparation of questionnaire is an art. There, the contents will differ based on the objectives you frame questions. What are the questions you want to ask to the students from the respondent? Now you point out a questionnaire. Similarly, you point out some question. What are the questions we have to raise to the respondent to achieve the objectives of the study? Don't refer any thesis. Please you refer your mind. You are master. You are the master for the research. You refer in what are the questions we have to ask. You prepare some questions. Then you compare with other. Your question will be superior than the other. So it is based on the research work. What you think? It is an art. What are the questions we have to ask? You please write one by one. That will speak better. Then you compare. Thank you, Asar Iqbal.
Thank you very much, Professor. Thank you, sir.
Can we conclude?
Yes, sir. We'll conclude, sir. On behalf of the Department of Commerce, I would like to record my sincere thanks to our Honorable Member, VC Officiating Committee, Honorable Member of Syndicate, Honorable Professor and Ed, Honorable Course Coordinator, ICSR Sponsored Program, for your inspiring session, sir. Really, you are making this session as an interactive session, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, all the participants. God bless you. All the best.
Dear participants, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to you all for your valuable participation and valuable interaction. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.